Welcome to Overtime Stories. If you're new here, take a moment to subscribe and join the journey. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and every bit of support truly means a lot.
The NFL wasn't ready for this one at all. When Tom Brady spoke up, the entire league froze because when the greatest quarterback ever opens his mouth, everybody listens. And this time, Brady didn't sugarcoat a thing. Sources say Brady privately and publicly questioned how the Cleveland Browns handled Shedeur Sanders, calling the situation unacceptable and career-damaging if it continued the same way. Those words hit hard because Brady isn't known for reckless talk. He's calculated, surgical, and brutally honest when something smells off. According to sources close to the situation, Brady was frustrated watching Shedeur dominate limited opportunities while being denied consistent first-team reps. Brady reportedly told people inside league circles that development doesn't mean hiding talent, and that comment alone set social media on fire. Analysts immediately connected the dots. Shedeur was outperforming expectations, yet the Browns kept him boxed in, protected by excuses and practice politics. The shockwaves spread fast. Former players jumped online saying Brady was saying what many veterans had been thinking but couldn't say out loud. When a 7-time Super Bowl champion questions your quarterback process, that's not noise, that's an indictment. Sources say Brady even referenced his own early career, reminding people that if New England had slow-played him the way Cleveland slow-played Shedeur, history might look very different. Inside Cleveland, panic reportedly followed. Team insiders claim front office members were blindsided by how direct Brady's words were. This wasn't a subtle jab. It was a loud call-out that forced the Browns into the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Media outlets replayed the comments nonstop, dissecting every word like it was courtroom testimony. Fans reacted instantly. Cleveland supporters flooded timelines demanding accountability, saying, if Brady sees sabotage, then it's real. Hashtags started trending questioning Stefanski's evaluation process and whether internal politics mattered more than winning football games. And once the fans get Brady on their side, the pressure multiplies fast. Sources say this moment shifted the entire narrative. The conversation stopped being about patience and started being about power. Who was really in control of Shedeur's future? Why did it take Tom Brady to say what tape and practice leaks already showed? One thing was clear. Once Brady spoke, there was no walking it back. The Browns weren't just being questioned anymore. They were being exposed. As the dust settled from Brady's comments, insiders began revealing why he felt so strongly about Shedeur Sanders in the first place. Sources say Brady had been tracking Shedeur quietly since college and kept tabs through draft season. He reportedly admired the composure, pocket awareness, and leadership traits that don't show up in box scores. That's why the Browns' handling of him didn't just confuse Brady, it annoyed him.
Sorry to interrupt, but hit that subscribe button real quick. It really helps the channel grow.
According to league insiders, Brady believes Shedeur was already ahead of schedule mentally, especially in reading defenses and protecting the football. One source said Brady called Shedeur rarely rattled, which is elite praise coming from a quarterback who lived under pressure for 2 decades. That made the Browns' decision to restrict reps look even worse under the microscope. Brady reportedly told a small group of former players that when a young quarterback shows command early, the worst thing a staff can do is suffocate him with politics. That line spread fast. Analysts started repeating it word for word, turning it into a rallying cry for Shedeur supporters everywhere. Sources claim Brady also questioned why Cleveland continued pushing veterans who weren't elevating the offense while limiting a rookie clearly flashing upside. That comparison lit a fuse. Tape breakdowns went viral showing Shedeur's efficiency versus other quarterbacks in practice scenarios. Fans noticed it immediately. The ball came out quicker, the reads were cleaner, and the offense looked smoother. The Browns' silence only made things louder. While Brady's comments dominated headlines, Cleveland stayed quiet, which many interpreted as guilt. Former coaches joined the debate, saying Brady wasn't attacking, he was warning. One analyst said, when Tom Brady speaks like this, he's trying to save a kid's career. As sources claim, Brady's comments reached players inside the Browns' locker room too. Several veterans reportedly felt validated, saying they had noticed the same imbalance but couldn't challenge coaching decisions publicly. The moment Brady spoke, it felt like a shield was lifted. The narrative had officially changed. This wasn't about development anymore. It was about control. And the league could see it clearly now. Brady didn't just defend Shedeur. He challenged Cleveland's entire approach to leadership and quarterback growth, and once that door opened, it couldn't be closed. Once Brady's comments went viral, the NFL reaction exploded like gasoline on fire. Former quarterbacks, coaches, and front office insiders started piling on, not to attack Cleveland blindly, but to question how a franchise with quarterback struggles could mishandle a talent like Shedeur Sanders. Sources say league executives were stunned by how quickly the Browns lost control of the narrative. Talk shows ran segment after segment breaking down how Shedeur was outperforming expectations with limited opportunity. Analysts highlighted footwork, decision-making, and leadership presence, asking the same question over and over. Why wasn't this kid given a real shot earlier? That question echoed everywhere. Fans across the league joined the chaos. Even rival fan bases defended Shedeur, saying the Browns were repeating history by mismanaging another quarterback. Social media timelines filled with side-by-side clips comparing Shedeur's command to other young starters. The consensus was loud. Cleveland looked stubborn, not patient. Sources claim several NFL teams quietly monitored the situation, curious whether Cleveland would double down or course correct. One executive reportedly said, "If Brady is talking, ownership is listening." That alone made the pressure unbearable. Meanwhile, Browns leadership reportedly held internal meetings to address the growing backlash. Brady's words weren't just viral, they carried weight with owners, sponsors, and media partners. When the face of NFL greatness questions your process, reputations take damage. Players across the league showed support too. Several current quarterbacks reposted Brady's comments, adding fuel to the fire. That kind of peer validation made it clear this wasn't manufactured drama. It was a real concern spreading through football culture. By the end of the week, the Browns weren't just defending decisions. They were defending credibility. And the NFL was watching closely to see if Cleveland would adapt or dig itself deeper into controversy. While chaos surrounded the Browns, one person stayed calm through it all: Shedeur Sanders. Sources say he handled the spotlight with maturity far beyond his years, keeping his focus on preparation instead of noise. That composure impressed even more people across the league. Insiders claim Shedeur didn't celebrate Brady's comments publicly or throw shots. Instead, he stayed locked in, showing leadership in meetings and practice. One source said teammates respected how he let the truth speak for itself. That silence spoke louder than any tweet ever could. Coaches around the league reportedly praised that approach, saying it separated Shedeur from other rookies who might crack under pressure. Brady's comments amplified attention, but Shedeur didn't flinch. That made Cleveland's situation even more uncomfortable. The player looked ready, while the system looked shaky. Fans noticed too. Instead of drama, Shedeur delivered steady professionalism. That contrast made public opinion swing even harder in his favor. Analysts said his response showed franchise quarterback DNA, and the Browns couldn't ignore it anymore. As sources claim, the locker room rallied around him. Veterans reportedly appreciated his restraint and leadership, saying it kept the focus on football. That unity mattered, especially as Cleveland faced mounting scrutiny. The league now saw two things clearly. Brady wasn't exaggerating, and Shedeur wasn't overwhelmed. That combination made Cleveland's position weaker by the day. Sources say what happened after Tom Brady's comments wasn't just damage control, it was a full-on internal reckoning inside the Cleveland Browns organization. Once the national spotlight locked in, the franchise couldn't pretend this was just media noise anymore. Executives, coaches, and decision-makers reportedly started reviewing everything: practice reps, quarterback evaluations, internal communications, and even who was really making the calls behind closed doors. According to sources close to the situation, several high-level meetings took place where one question kept coming up again and again: how did it get this far without intervention? Brady's words forced uncomfortable conversations about trust, ego, and outdated thinking. When the greatest quarterback ever questions your player development, every excuse sounds weak. Sources claim ownership wasn't happy about being embarrassed on a national level. Cleveland has spent years trying to escape the label of dysfunction, and this situation dragged that narrative right back into the spotlight. One insider reportedly said the organization felt cornered by the truth because the tape, the practice leaks, and the league reaction all told the same story. Inside the building, momentum reportedly shifted fast. Coaches began giving Shedeur more responsibility, more input, and more respect. Teammates noticed it immediately. Sources say the energy around practices changed, sharper focus, more urgency, and a sense that something bigger was happening. This wasn't just about one quarterback anymore. It was about saving credibility. Across the league, executives took notes. Several front offices reportedly used the Browns situation as a cautionary example of what happens when politics block performance. One source said, "This is how you lose locker rooms, by ignoring what everyone can see." That quote spread fast behind the scenes. Fans felt vindicated. Many had been calling out the Browns for weeks, and Brady's comments confirmed their suspicions. Social media pressure didn't fade. It intensified. Every Browns move was dissected. Every rep tracked, every press conference analyzed for signs of change or resistance. Sources say this moment may end up being the turning point in Shedeur Sanders' NFL story. Not because of a stat line or a highlight throw, but because the truth finally broke through the walls. Brady didn't create the problem. He exposed it. Sources say the fallout didn't stop inside Cleveland. It spread across the entire NFL like wildfire. Once Tom Brady spoke and the practice footage kept circulating, league insiders reportedly started whispering the same thing. This situation is bigger than the Browns. Executives, agents, and former players allegedly began framing this as a league-wide test of credibility, development, and fairness. According to multiple sources, rival teams quietly reached out to people inside the Browns organization asking one blunt question: is Shedeur really being held back on purpose? That alone tells you how serious this got. When other franchises start sniffing around, it means the league sees smoke, and where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Sources say player agents are especially locked in. Quarterbacks around the league are watching this closely because it sends a message about how organizations treat young talent with star power. One agent allegedly told a colleague, "If they mess this up, nobody forgets." That kind of talk doesn't stay private for long. Inside Cleveland, pressure reportedly keeps rising by the hour. Every decision now feels magnified. Who gets first reps? Who talks to the media? Who stands next to Shedeur on the sideline? Sources say even body language is being analyzed by people upstairs. The margin for error is gone. Meanwhile, Shedeur's stock continues climbing. Sources claim jersey sales spiked again, social engagement numbers jumped, and national shows are lining up segments around his name. Whether the Browns like it or not, the spotlight belongs to him now. You can't bench momentum, and that's what scares organizations the most. Fans sense it too. The narrative has shifted from "can he play?" to "why aren't they letting him play more?" That's a dangerous place for a franchise with Cleveland's history. Sources say the front office knows this isn't just about wins. It's about trust, optics, and survival. If the Browns handled this wrong, sources believe it could follow them for years. Free agents remember. Rookies remember. The league remembers. And if they handle it right, this becomes the moment Cleveland finally breaks the cycle. One thing is certain: the NFL has picked up the popcorn, and the Browns are officially on the clock.